Media community. I am so glad to be with you here on this Friday afternoon. I want to go over some information with you all before I get to my usual community guidelines. So the new information is, please, if you have not taken time to follow the event that we have coming up at the end of the month in collaboration with Elevate Life Counseling, please take some time to go ahead and follow the Growth and Give Back event that will take place at Concourse Event Center and Lofts here in Columbus. We will have plenty of vendors there for you to come and peruse. So please don't forget about that event that comes up at the end of the month. I also want to go ahead and jump into our guidelines at this point. So please be engaged for our show today. Please ask questions. Please give some feedback. But as usual, remain respectful. Everyone here is sharing about their personal ventures and endeavors, and we are careful with how we engage, and we want to be respectful in this space. It's a safe area for us all to share. And I want to encourage you to like, follow, and share Doing the Most Media if you have not already, because there will always be new businesses to learn about on this platform. Today's guest is Miss Lisa, just me, Lisa B. She is the host of Side Hustle Saturdays, Hustle Talks, and I don't want to give too much away, but I will say that here at Doing the Most Media, myself, I have been following Miss Lisa since just about the beginning and making sure to tune in on Saturdays and hear what she shares and with respect to the business community on her platform. So without further ado, I don't want to hold anything up. I would like to let her share about her venture.
Hey, hi Amanda. Thank
Hi.
you so much for having me on the show this afternoon. I was thrilled to be on here when you asked me on here. I'm kind of like, it's weird because I'm the one that's interviewing and now I'm the interviewee. So I'm kind of like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, taking you out of your element a little bit.
I'm out of my element. So I'm like, oh, I got to take a back seat today.
For
But the
sure.
funny thing about it, we're going to be reversed tomorrow
Oh,
because Amanda is going to be on my show tomorrow. So
giving
that'll
back.
be so you'll see. You'll be like, well, didn't I see this? No, Amanda's going to be on my show tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow to Side Hustle Saturday Hustle Talks to see Amanda on the show. But thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you.
So let me tell you a little bit about Side Hustle Saturday Hustle Talks. I started a Side Hustle Saturday back in May. We were on lockdown, with COVID, stay at home, and I'm a really creative person, and I just felt like this was a time for me to sit back, relax, relate, release, just to find out, what how do I drive my creative side. And what I currently do, or what I've been doing at on my 9 to 5, is I do a lot of philanthropy work. I do a lot of networking, and I also do a lot of. I was with a business resource group, um, and I had to find a way to tie all those things together. I like doing it, but I felt like I kept giving, 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 and not getting anything in return for me, and I wanted to do something that was fruitful and have me grow for myself. So I came up with the idea of taking all those elements that I do with my 9 to 5 and bring them to fruition and start Side Hustle Saturday Hustle Talks. I felt like there was a void in the Black small business community that we see interviews on Black Enterprise or BET, and I'm not knocking those. I think those are great forms to talk to business owners, but I wanted to be more grassroots. I wanted to get down in the weeds with the small business owner that is out here doing it, and to help educate, empower, and encourage small business owners that have a side hustle, that want to turn a side hustle into their main hustle, or have started a small business but don't know how to take it to the next level. So I wanted to create that void, or fill that void, with Hustle Talks, where I would bring on entrepreneurs in local or in the United States, anywhere, that were minority owned, that could come and talk to small business owners that were African Americans, and they would see they were fellow African Americans, tell them about their business, how they got started, what was their first side hustle,
Mm-hmm.
when, what were some of the challenges they faced, and kind of share that so it can encourage someone that is thinking about, or who's like, hey, I'm tired of working on 95, but I just don't know how to get started. I wanted Side Hustle Saturday Hustle Talks to be the platform, the community where everybody that's African American that has a small business can come, and that is the go-to place for them to get or jumpstart their road to entrepreneurship.
Okay. So you took a lot of time to be planful in this. You had all that time at the beginning of the beginning of the lockdown to sit down and really plan out what you wanted to do for the community, and you really took on a
Hmm.
unique perspective in that. I mean, not
Yeah,
everybody is interviewing the minority business owners and making sure that there's access and a platform for that. So that was a bright idea and something to take off and run with.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and I'm glad to have heard of it. I mean, at the end of the day, tuning in Saturday mornings, that's something to look forward to and something to walk away with some information from for sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we know the decision to start a business isn't easy, but you've done that, and you've focused Hustle Talks on the Black community.
Hmm.
Um, what are some of the standout? What are some of the interviews that kind of stand out to you? Like, as you just, I know you got to pull quickly. It's a quick question, but some of the interviews that kind of stand out that you had to, really, even yourself, just maybe learn a lot of information that maybe you didn't have before that interview.
Oh wow, I mean, I loved all my guests. I think all my guests were amazing, and they all shared great nuggets of information. I can remember when I interviewed Otis Winston, who was an actor and a writer and a director. He gave some amazing nuggets when it talked about perseverance and staying around like-minded people. And if you got to cut that circle to get those people that are dragging you down or not helping you excel, he talked about that. When I talked to Ron Day, and we were talking about
Mhm.
how in the Black community, when we start a small business, how we have to have a form of excellence. You know, we just can't come in half blank. I'm not going to cuss, but we just can't do it that way. We got to come in with a form of excellence. And I'm not even talking about, uh, oh, you got to be 10 times as better. I'm just talking about when you come correct. You don't come doing 50%, you come and you do it 100%. And you come with a form of excellence, and you come with, hey, I'm going to help so and so out because I know how to do this. Let me help them out. So that was an excellent interview. When I think about my interview with Jennifer, who owns, oh shoot, she owns a
Jen Mechanical.
mechanical. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. I've
She
been tuning in.
Yes, yes. Sorry, Jennifer. She talked about giving yourself some grace. And I always stuck with me because, I think when we start out on the road to entrepreneurship, I think we just tend to beat ourselves up. And she's talked about it may not be 100% perfect, and I know it's going to contradict to what I just said about Ron Day, but but my point I'm trying to make is you may not have everything laid out, and I yes come correct, absolutely, but as you are building your business, build it on the way up. I'm not going to say on the way down. Build it on the way up as you build that, the following, as you get more customers, you're going to build on the way up. You're not going to have everything that you need to get started. You may have half of the things you need, and you present that with excellence, but
Mhm.
you build yourself up and give yourself a break, basically is what she was saying. So those are the three, even though I loved all my guests and they gave excellent nuggets for the day, which I call them. Those three kind of really stood out to me and actually helped me as I'm building Side Hustle Saturday and evolving Hustle Talks. When I talk to them, those three kind of really stood out to me.
Okay. And I really don't think you contradict yourself. I think when you say those two statements that are on both sides of the spectrum, you bring up good points, whether you mean to or just whether it just comes out naturally. It's just that
Mm-hmm.
balance that needs to happen. If we beat ourselves up in the beginning, we don't make it to where we need to. We're too
Mm-hmm.
busy kicking ourselves in the beginning. So makes a lot of sense there.
Yeah.
So our community likes to talk about skills, talents, knowledge, and ability, the things that we bring to the table, the things that we do well. And we'd like to say that with pride. What are some of those things that you bring to your hustle talks that make your talk show, your interview process stand out?
I am the networking ninja. I, I got that. Somebody called me that at work. Um, Luckily, some of the places where I currently work at, and I've worked at in the past, always have encouraged networking on any, whether they're the CEO or the janitor. They always say network, 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 because you just never know those connections that you make and who can help you in your next endeavor, whether it be personal uh, or at your job, or maybe it's personal. So I think my gift for networking, because I would just call somebody or I meet somebody and be like, hey, let's have coffee, or hey, what are you doing? Let's do lunch. And I did that all the time. So it gave me a comfort level to like talk to people and not like, you know, have 50 questions and ask them, drill them, but just like comfortable conversations about what they're doing, how they got to where they got. And that helped me, believe it or not, in my interviews. So I just took those learnings that I got from corporate America and I applied that to what I'm doing today. So that helped me out a lot, is to network. And I would say, even though you're an entrepreneur, you still need to network regardless. Networking is so key, whether you're working for somebody or working for yourself, because you just never know those connections that you make. You should be constantly on your network grind, constantly.
Oh yes, soft skills are important too. That's very
Hmm.
important and often sometimes not talked about enough, and people don't get comfortable enough to make those connections. So
Right.
more power to you and those ninja abilities there. All right, so passion's important with anything. What makes you so passionate about connecting with these small business owners and sharing to a larger audience here on social media? What makes you passionate about doing that? What brings that up for you?
Well, like I had said earlier, I just felt like there was a void, and not only, when I started this business where we going through this whole pandemic, we were also going through some racial renaissance, I call it. And I wanted to, it was my way to give back and to lift up the minority small business owner, because I felt like there just was no platform for people that were starting their business. And when I started doing some research and I was talking to people, there's a need. Not everybody knows, has 20 years of marketing experience. Not everybody knows Instagram in and out. Not everybody knows Facebook, or what size do you make your pictures, and what's the best time to post, or how do I what content should I use, or how do I get my demographic. Not everybody knows that. So I wanted to take those things that I've learned from my past experience and my past employment, and give those to minority business owners to help encourage and educate them to help grow. Now, I'm just the mid level, so I'm going to help lift you and bring you up, and maybe take the mid level and take them a little bit higher. So, those were the things that I felt like were missing, that I just didn't see out there, that I going to have. Side Hustle Saturday will be that platform
Yeah.
for those business owners.
All right. So you've already told us about the purpose. You're meeting that need in the community, the void, and filling that. So we'll move right on past the purpose and right on into the planning phase. So with any business, with anything that we do, planning is really important. It's important
Hmm.
to have a goal at the end and objectives in the middle to meet that. So what are some of the future plans or some of the even current plans that you have going on for Side Hustle Saturday? I'm sure there's much to go on as we enter these holiday seasons.
One of the things that I wanted to do that I was like, oh, this would be fun is, it's the holidays and we always, we're bombarded with, we just had Amazon Prime and Target had their day. I wanted to do a twist on the 12 days of Christmas, and I'm going to do the 12 days of Black Christmas where I will focus on all Black owned businesses and their products as the go to for your Christmas gifts. So I'm going to just do back to back 12 days straight, and I'll premiere a video and talk about our premiere business and also talk about other businesses that are in that umbrella that you can shop for or shop with for your holiday gifts. So
Okay, so it'll be like a short list.
yeah, it'll be a main and then a short list of other Black vendors that you can shop with that are of whoever I'm featuring. For example, if I'm featuring someone that's making candles, then I'm gonna find 12 Black vendors that make candles as
Okay.
well. So just something fun and kitschy that we can support our Black owned business owners for the holiday seasons that are coming up.
Goodness knows as all as time drags on with us all in our homes more than we usually are.
Right.
Um, there'll be a need for that. There'll be a need to definitely get planful about your shopping and know who you're shopping with. So this is
Exactly.
amazing. Makes it
Right.
all
So
very
stay
important.
tuned. Yeah.
I'll be definitely staying tuned for that because goodness knows I'm not a shopper. All right.
Right.
So I like to ask a dream question towards the funding aspect. Everybody, is probably at different levels with respect to where they are with what they have as far as funding to do the plans they have for their businesses. So I would like to
Mhm.
know if you had all the funding in the world today, hit the lottery, or grant funding came in, what would be one of the next things that you would want to implement or do with respect to Side Hustle Saturdays and the Hustle Talks?
Well, I would probably start my own media company, which I'm in the works to do. And with that funding, I would work with HBCUs to bring on interns to help drive that company. So that money would use for internships, for apprenticeships, for employment, for the media company that I'm going to be creating.
Okay, I like to hear that. I love the tie-in with the HBCUs.
Hmm.
That's amazing. It's always amazing to hear someone talk about their dreams when all the funding would be there for it. Because at the end of the day, not everybody's doing partnerships that direction and
Right.
internships. I mean,
And that's
it's
important.
always
I mean, you
necessary.
can't find an internship today. And then, I think some of the internships that they do have are not as they're not like the way they used to be. I mean that's just my personal opinion. And I just want my media company to be the hub to learn, to grow. And I'm not saying you got to stay. It could be, hey, you get your little wings and you're gone. But it's the go-to place for you to learn that skill set and help build that portfolio that you need, and you're just off to the next. It's that starting point for you.
Okay, an absolute hub. It sounds like I like that's the way I think things are going. Things are changing, and so you're evolving
Hmm.
with it, and so is Side Hustle Saturdays. That's amazing. So I want to make sure, how would someone, if they want to reach out to you about Side Hustle Saturday, how do they get a hold of you about, being maybe featured, or how do they reach out to you about maybe learning some more information from you since, you're in this teaching phase too with, making sure everyone understands what's going on as they enter the business world so they do so in a safe and legal manner, really.
Hmm. Absolutely. You can email me at sidehustlemainhustle@gmail.com. You can please follow me on Facebook at Side Hustle Main Hustle, or you can follow me on my Instagram at side hustle underscore Saturday. And I'll be thrilled to talk to you.
Okay. I am so glad you're providing this information because I'm sure someone is going to reach out and need some additional information. I know I'm going to reach out and stay in touch for additional information. It's always good to remain in contact and keep those connections, like you said, that networking
Hmm.
so major.
And I just think that's important because, I think some of us want to keep some things so close to the chest.
Hmm.
And, we have to be able to start to give and start to be able to um, give that information and share that information with others and not be scared of, oh, if I tell you this, it's competition, or I don't want her to know. She just need to figure it out. No, it shouldn't even be that way. It should be like, hey, sis, you know, I saw this. This could help you out. Or let me, like I talked to you about earlier about the hack. I found out,
Yeah,
we need to start sharing with each other and start coming together as a community. And if somebody is down, we need to be able to come and pick them up so they can be on the same level and have them flourish just as you're flourishing as well.
I agree. Definitely, there should be no competition in the community. Only challenge. Do they challenge to do better, to be our best self, and to reach those goals
Exactly.
of
And
ours.
hold them accountable.
Yes, accountability is so important.
Hmm.
Let me ask you this: you talk about hustles, and you ask about information about people's hustles and how they first got into it. I would like to ask you just a unique question: who would maybe be one of your favorite hustlers? Maybe somebody you look up to that kind of maybe even sparked some of this idea towards doing Side Hustle Saturday and the Hustle Talks.
I would want to talk to, believe it or not, Master P. I think
Nice.
I read an article. He's got a cereal coming out. That man is a hustler. I would love to talk to Master P about, his business acumen and just what he does. I saw his story on, I think it was either on BET or I think it was, but it talked about his story and I thought it was incredible. So I'd love to, I mean, I know that sounds kind of odd coming
Mhm.
from me, but I would like to talk to Master P because he is a hustler. And I like to also talk to P. Diddy.
Okay. Yes, that's a lot of business experience all right
Hmm.
there just in those two alone. Like, it's important to learn from people who are different from you at the same time that you learn from people who
Because
are
they're
similar.
true hustlers. I mean, those are people that, like, you talk about build from the ground up. They took like nothing and now look at where they are. And I like to talk to people that are like real deal hustlers that, they are out there doing it and they didn't have a whole lot of money, but they had the passion, the know how, and the business acumen. And they might be a little street, and that's okay. But look at where they are today.
There's that authenticity. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
Hmm.
there's definitely that authenticity.
Absolutely.
All right. So I appreciate everything that you shared with us. Is there anything that you would like to make sure that the audience is left with about Side Hustle Saturdays, about yourself, that just that would have them come to the waters and make sure that they know what you're doing there? Because I just want to give you the opportunity to say anything that may be left.
I would say that if you're a small business and you are looking to take your business to the next level, if you're a business owner and you want to talk about or share about your business experience, if you're a side hustler, come reach out to me. Watch my shows at 11 o'clock on Saturdays. If you need help with your business, reach out to me. Again, I'm getting ready to start up my own media company, and that is going to be the 2021. I guess I kind of you get the exclusive today, Amanda.
Yes,
So for
all of it.
2021, I'm going to start my own media company, and I will be doing consulting work for any small businesses that are out there that want to take their business to the next level, and they just need that help. So I'm going to be having that for 2021 as one of my goals. And if somebody wants to be on the show and they want to share their experience and how they got to next and what they're doing now, reach out to me. Come be on the show. I would love, 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 and I mean that in all sincerity to talk to you. So reach out to me.
please do that. Everybody who's listening, please do that. If you want some help, if you're watching this on a rewatch, like I mean, the invitation doesn't just stop right here at the end of this,
No,
live. It doesn't stop at all. That's a genuine and authentic, invitation to reach out and not stop limiting yourself to reach out and start doing those things that maybe you've been saying for the last year you're
absolutely.
gonna do. So,
Absolutely. We're holding each other accountable for 2021.
oh yes, definitely, especially after this 2020.
I know, girl, right?
Thank
Right.
you so much. I
We're going to hold
appreciate
some feet to
you
the
so much.
fire in 2021, though.
All right. Thank you for coming and sharing with the community all of your wisdom and all of the things that you've gleaned in this time that you've been doing the hustle talks. I look forward to meeting with you again here on here this on this Be Live tomorrow. So
Yep. Join tomorrow because guess who's going to be on my show?
I'll be here.
She's
Yes.
going to be on my show tomorrow.
Yes, and I am so excited. Please be sure to tune in for that. And thank you all for tuning in, everybody who tuned in, and please share so that way both Side Hustle Saturday and Doing the Most Media will continue to grow with the community. Thank you all and have a wonderful Friday.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye bye.